Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. Last time we cleared out this area over here. We are starting to look at trimming this rock back, or these mountain ranges, so we can fit as many farms as we can up here and give us enough space to do food processing down here. Currently the Flattenator team is working down here and it looks like they might have finished. We have a low supply of iron ore, not quite true. David Walker is struggling to find a destination it can reach. That's probably because you've just been told to plant somewhere. No, where are you trying to get? You're trying to get to those. Don't worry about those, that's fine. If you can't reach them, don't reach them. Let's clear off these ones as well, because they're probably going to complain about that. That is because they have now finished clearing all of that area. Let's just make sure all of these are off. And these ones and these ones. So what we want to do now is we want to come over here. I want to give them all the tree the tree planters, and let's give them 3 tree harvesters. That should be enough. It's a fairly small area, and the rest of them can go back over here and start going crazy over here. Just go crazy. There we go. Cool. That's that sorted. So we have to get rid of all this wood. If we remove that by hand, that's going to cost us around 21 unity per storage. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. So it's going to take us about 200 unity. We only have about 218 at the moment. We do have a lot of unity coming in at the moment. So maybe that's not going to be too much of a concern. Maybe. We'll see. We also have data centers research, so we need to look into doing that pretty fast. The Flattenator has indeed ran out of things to flattenate. So if you have a look down here, it looks like we're pretty much at the bottom, but there might be a bit more. So let's update this so it goes down another level. So that'll give them something to work on. We also want to look at getting the next set of this plugged in. So I've taken a copy of it and tidied it up a little bit. We need to move this pipe here. That is not in an appropriate place. That needs to come in a bit higher. So we're going to do that and unity that and copy that. And we're going to wait. Thank you. We're going to plug that into there. Hello. Hello. Why can't I plug that into there? There we go. So that is at height 5. Let's keep it at height 5 all the way to turn that off, all the way to there. And then plug that into there, just so it gives us a little bit more space. If we build that, wait for that to get built, so it's definitely not in ghost mode. And then if we cut... Oh, that really winds me up when that happens. Take this. Pop that back in there. Is that the same as it was? They shouldn't be on auto balance, the smaller ones. Then if we cut all of this, we should be able to get this in a little bit closer. One pipe is complaining. Let's just pop this somewhere for the moment, so we can see what pipe that was. It was one of these, wasn't it? So we have one pipe coming out at the moment. And that was also connected to this pipe here, which is the output water from them. Okay, that should be fine. I think that's the only thing we have to do. So that would be... that pipe doesn't exist. Wait, what? So I think it's got rid of that whole pipe. Because there should be another pipe there, right? Which should be connected to this. So let's bring that here. Bring this up to height 3. Bring this along here to this point and then plug that into there. That's where that should go. Is a Mark III pipe going to be enough is a question. Well, if it's not, this is all balanced to go into this. And we don't really need more water like that. So that would go there. So that's all of those hooked up. We would need an extra pump for these, which would get plugged into this. Let's not have that making that pillar there if we can help it. Oh, it's got so many pillars there anyway. I've immediately forgotten where that needs to plug into. I think into there. That looks right. And then if we can get rid of some of these pillars. That would be wonderful. Didn't get rid of that one, annoyingly, but that's better. If we can get rid of this one as well. Don't know if you can do it to ghosts. You can. Perfect. So that's tidied up that, so hopefully more stuff should be able to get through. Perfect. Okay, so in fact that probably needs to go up in height, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So that goes there. That's that bit done. We then want to come over here. We want to think about this for a second. These take 48 steam. This is a 200 pipe, so that should be enough to feed the next two. So that has to plug into there. And then this one plugs into here. And then this is the output steam from the boiler. So that would be this one, which needs to plug into there. And I think, oh, what is this one? Hang on a second. Well, we don't need this because this is the brine in and out pipes, isn't it? So we don't actually need these. Yeah, that's the brine in. We don't need that one. I think we're good. It could perhaps be a little more compact here, but I think that's okay. So let's just unpause all of that. And what have we missed? We've missed this one here. Let's unpause that and that. That should be everything. Nope, that and that. Okay, cool. We'll let them do that. Not in any major rush for it. We do have a backup system, so that's fine. They are busy filling in this. They are not far off done with that. That is excellent. Sulfur is fine there. Obviously this one's ran out of oil, but that is fine. We have drained this one. We are hopefully slowly draining this one as well, although our trucks are extremely busy, so that could take some time. That's absolutely fine as well. So really we need these to finish this, which shouldn't take too long. So whilst they're doing that, this is our food setup. We want to look at data processors, data centers, I should say. So this is a data center. How do you work? So you have chilled water in and water out. And at this end you have chilled water out and water in. Why would you have chilled water out? You take chilled water and power to make water and teraflops. And we have server racks here. Every server rack increases the compute and output, also demands on power, cooling and more. It can be freely added and removed. Where do we get basic racks from? Let's that something we build in an assembler? Is that something we build in an assembler Mark IV? Ah, server. It says server racks. Oh, there we go. 12 servers equals 1 server rack. To make servers, we need steel and electronics 3. So we need to be making that somewhere. And then, does that mean these? Yes, it means they can just go in parallel. Okay, and the chilled water. This is something else we unlocked, the water chiller. So that takes 30 water in and makes 24 chilled water. Okay. I don't know if you have a loss of water in there. I assume you will. So we'll have to have a little water input, but otherwise that'll take care of itself. I don't know how many water chillers we're going to need for that. We need to get this up and running though. And the other thing we need, quite importantly, somewhere over here. First of all, let's check our maintenance statistics. How are we doing in terms of maintenance? We are consuming 1.3. We can make 1.4. Is that right? We can make about almost 1.5. So we're okay. But we probably will need another maintenance depot 1. That's currently a maintenance depot 2. I think that's going to have to be a maintenance depot 1. Oh, you've gone down to the most basic one. There we go. I think you're going to have to be one of them, which means that belt will have to change because we're going to need electronics and mechanical parts, which should be fine. If I could see the end of that belt. I don't want you to put another connector in. I want you just to connect to that. What is going on? Oh, it's because that goes out there. Oh, I see. So we'd have to change that belt. That's fine. We can leave that for now. Maintenance 2 we didn't look at. We are currently consuming about 300. We are making 480. So we will need another one of those at some point, but not quite yet. And then the next thing we need... I thought we had maintenance 3 now. Does that just get made in here? That's a maintenance depot 2. It's making that, but that is set to that. I'm very confused. I am very confused. That's a maintenance depot 2, which can be set to do that and that. But that can't be upgraded. Why? It's its own separate building then, is what that means. Maintenance, I never remember where maintenance is. Maintenance 3 depot. So it's its own separate building rather than upgrade. Okie dokie. What do you need? It's going to be electronics 3 and mechanical parts. So we could, I'm thinking we could put this side here so it has access to the mechanical parts, which are just there. The electronics 3, however, goes where? It was electronics 3, wasn't it? Electronics 3, yes. Which is this one, which is still called Lucky Part Storage. So currently you just go there and you stop. So we'd have to bring you over this absolute disaster mess over here. Well, I think that's what we're going to do. Getting the recycling over there is going to be a mild pain. Let's just pop you there so you're in line with that one. So mechanical parts are these, yes, and it was definitely mechanical parts. It was indeed, so that's fine and easy. Let's pop 2 of them down just so they're ready to go. Oh, it has 3 inputs, interestingly. Okay. And then we also need electronics 3, which is this belt here. So that's coming out at the same height. You can go under this one for a bit. Oh, you can sneak under there. That's fine. And then you're going to struggle there because of that electronics belt. That's fine. So if we just bring this to like there. Magnets off. Come down to height 0. So we'd have to move those down a bit, or we could bring that belt down. That belt doesn't technically need to be that high there, does it? So if we go back to there, get rid of that, come in from there. You only actually need to be height 1, in which case if I could sneak you under there, that would probably be preferable. So then we would need height 1 to there, and we would need mechanical parts to there. And then we'll cut that, pop that in there, cut that, bring that up, and then we just need to get the recyclables out, turn that off, bring that over to here, down to here, and over to here. Cool. And just because I will probably forget, let's get that loose connector in there. Awesome. So that is maintenance 3, which we need for the larger lab. Cool. So 48 of those becomes 59 research, or 24 of those becomes 29. We're out of power. Hold on. Why are we out of power? Because we have no computing. Why do we have no computing? Probably because we're out of power. We want these to be a higher priority. That'll fix that. Let's unpause those. Now, it must be something down here. It's because all the steam is now getting shared out, and we actually need this to go up to here, don't we? I think. These use 48 each, so 100, 200, 300, 400. So actually, let's put that up to there. Let's put it up to the auto balance should mean that it sorts itself out. I don't care if they're not powered. Power is still continuing to go down. Let's pause those. And we probably need to change these to be like power priority 3. So that's 3, that's 2. Let's make these ones 1. So you are running, you're producing lots of steam, you have teraflops so you can manage the power. Power is slowly ticking back up. I suspect it was just trying to kick out too much steam. It was trying to spin all of them a little bit, and it wasn't getting very far. That should solve that, hopefully. Yeah, looks like that's better. The flattenator has finished up here. How are we doing here? Oh, I'm going to say go down another 1. And you know what? I'm going to say go down another 2. Let's just make sure. You are digging out some iron ore, but not a lot, although saying that there is quite a bit in that bucket, so that's good. We need this wood to be emptied. You are all set to be deleted as soon as a truck gets over there to do it. We just don't have a lot of spare trucks right now. Okay, so this has been sorted. Power is back to normal. We should be able to now come over here and pause all of that. Even if we are running low on power, we should be able to run those. I'm just going to unity this one, just so that's done, because that's the last bit. Because we should be able to kick out 384. These take in 48. 48 times 8 is 300. So it should be able to produce enough steam to do all of them. And the balancing on these should mean that we're okay. I don't know why there's a little bit of steam in the pipes. That's a bit weird. Cool. That all looks like it's okay. That has doubled our potential power output. That should put us in a better position. We can produce more water if we need to, but I suspect a lot of it will get turned into steam. That is all hunky-dory. We have maintenance 3 built. We need to unpause. Hold on a second. That's a Mark III belt. How much maintenance do you... recyclables? Not enough to justify a Mark III belt. So you're going to go down to that. You're going to go down to that. That'll be fine. Let's get you unpaused, you unpaused, you unpaused, you unpaused, you unpaused. How many electronics do you need? It's 6 and 9. So that should be fine. Whether that has an impact on our electronics is something that remains to be seen. Okay. This is getting a bit messy over here as well, isn't it? Hey ho. So we've currently paused our electronics 3 production because we needed that for maintenance. But we should be okay now. Part of the reason for that, I think, was we had a bit of a lack of coal at one point, but I think that's now been solved. What we could do, I was going to say put a priority on this so it makes these, but we need electronics 1 for maintenance 1, we need electronics 2 for maintenance 2, and now we need electronics 3 for maintenance 3. It's fine. It's fine. That means that's going to be kicking out more gold recyclables, which are going to come into this bucket, which is being told to empty, but doesn't currently have anywhere to go. If we come over to our gold plant, where would gold ore go? Gold recyclables go. Is it into these then? No. Into these? Yes, and they do already have that set. What I'm going to do is mark that to be a higher priority and try and figure out which one I did. Oh my word. Oh my word. None of them? Oh, it's because it was these. And then we're going to copy that, pop that there. The problem there being trucks cannot get to those, so I'm going to remove that belt for the moment, so trucks can actually... Well, they might be able to sneak in that way. You are slag. You need to be emptied, and you need to be emptied quicker. So I'm going to give you a slightly higher priority. Hopefully, yeah, we'll get a truck coming over to do that. So you should be able to have gold scrap brought to you at some point. We're not in a massive rush for that. We're not particularly short on gold scrap. If that... Hold on a second. It's just gold scrap into gold. So there's not actually a reason we need that up here, is there? What I'm thinking is we take gold scrap off. And we just put somewhere down here. Where does our recyclables belt go? It goes up here, around here. We've got nowhere to put a filter on it because it is blocked in by that water pipe. Until here, where there is already a filter. So we could say here, I don't know if there's going to be a better place to do it. Currently the gold comes out there, but I don't want to start putting more stuff around there, really. Whereas here, next to the glass, we do have a little bit of space, and trucks can get under there. Okay, let's come here. Let's put another filter in. Let's add gold scrap to this one. We're going to take this, pop this in there. We're going to take out glass scrap. So this has now got gold scrap coming out. We're going to take this gold scrap. I might just put a lift in. Loose lift. We're going to put this here. We're going to rotate this. We're going to pop it here. We're going to come up to this height. We're going to flip it so it connects. It's going to go there. And then if we come to smelting gold furnace, if we pop you in here, connect that up, you're going to do gold scrap to gold. Just a direct thing. I can't see a reason that's a bad idea. Let's unpause that. And then any gold scrap we do have coming out will go straight into this to be made into more gold, which will then sit in this box. Where do we use gold down here? We use it somewhere. Where do we use gold? Ah, for the silicon wafers. Oh, hang on then. Which is there. Hold your tiny little horses. Get rid of that. Just leave that there for the minute. Copy this. If we put this here. Where would be good? We don't need the box. Hang on. We only need this. If we put this here. The recyclables belt is here. So if we take a little cut out of this, and we copy this one, which can't go up high enough because of where that is. Oh, now I can't connect that back together. You're joking me. You're joking me, my friend. There we go. So instead of there, at this point here, it is not restricted. So if we come there, take a copy of this. Is that the right way around? Yeah. I was trying to raise it, but instead I flipped it around 15 times. Can't find valid pillars placement there. Pshaw. Pshaw, I say. Pshaw. Is there like a place here we could fit it in? Would it go there? No, because it collides with a conveyor somehow. Okay. So not there, not there. Not there. Okay. I'm going to put it here. Hopefully. So we're going to pop that there. That's going to filter out gold. We're going to build that so the recyclables can still move. We are going to get rid of this, 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 and this, and this, because that's just going to cost us power for no reason. that back together and build that. Okay, so this is now going to filter out the gold. So now we need to take... I mean, Mark 1 would probably be fine, but let's do a Mark. Mark whatever this is. Let's just bring this... You can come to here. And you can come to there, which is perfect. Then we're going to get a loose lift. I'm going to pop that there. We're going to cancel that because it's done something very weird. We're going to flip that around, pop that there, pop that there. And then you simply connect into there. Yeah, happy with that. Cool, so that saves that and also gets our gold being directly boxed into that. So we might have a little bit of gold coming out of there. Sweet. So we've got maintenance 3. We've got gold scrap being dealt with. Does this box happen to be empty? No. If I tell it to delete that, at some point they'll get around to it, because there shouldn't be any more gold scrap on this belt now. As we have maintenance 3, we can now pause this belt, unpause this one. I'm going to wait for this last little bit of research to get in there. I'm going to pause this one. When this one's finished, we'll do that one. And down here, we can unpause those, unpause that belt, pause that one. Okay. Okay, and they will be generating a little bit of gold stuff. Copper has no places to dump products. Are you sure? Oh, does that just mean that we've finished filling this in at height 3? Looks like. That looks amazing. Good job, guys. Good job all round. There are a couple of little height 4 bits I think we need to go around and tidy up, but that can be done really at any point. So where do we need to do more dumping? We can carry on with this bridge. We could carry on with this bridge. Is there anything else we need to think about? That one's already done. We could do with having a bridge down here, really. Something David suggested in the comments was having a bridge, because I did say about this taking up a lot of space. And something he suggested was, instead of having a bridge like this, building it sideways, which I think is a very good idea. Here, it's just a little bit awkward in terms of the terrain here, isn't it? And we've already started this one, so I think that's something for us to bear in mind for another occasion. But for right now, I think we have to do this. Nope, not that. When are you going down? There we go. If I do you to there, so I don't want the mega trucks complaining that they can't get to the bottom. So let's do that. You now have somewhere to dump products. Excellent. Okay, how are we doing? How are we doing? We have a low supply of crude oil. We do have a low supply of crude oil. Why on earth do we have a low supply of crude oil? There is no crude oil in this pipe. Oh, because I paused that. I paused that when I paused all that. Yep, all right. That'll fix that. That ain't no good. That ain't no good at all. We should be prioritizing... actually, we want to prioritize that one, because that is now only connected to this storage, which are taken down from the other one. We want to get that emptied and get that other one finished off. Flattenator has nothing to flattenate. Do we think we've reached the bottom of this mine? I am now relatively confident that we have. It is quite deep. It is quite deep. So the Flattenator crew, I want you to come over here. I want to move this pipe from here down to, I'm just going to go for like here. Nope, because you've got a break in you somewhere. So we're going to go to there. And then we're going to take this pipe. You've also got a break in you somewhere. Yep. There. There. Okay, don't do all of that one. At some point over here, this is doing what I want it to do. So I'm going to go from there. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to unity. 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 And I'm going to I'm going to cancel that. Don't want that one gone. Yeah, that's fine. I do want this bit gone, but only this bit. And that just immediately disappeared from our lives. That's perfect. Cool. Okay, so now we want to come over here. This one is now waiting to be rebuilt by the look of it. Or is it just a... It is waiting to be rebuilt. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to take this pipe. We want to just bring this in over the back here somewhere. I just want it well out of the way of the edges, so we don't run into the risk of breaking this at some point. Do that. Unity that. Unity that. We will probably move those at some point, but that's fine. Unity that little bit that's waiting to go for some reason. And then we want a mining designation over here. They've got a little bit there to do. I'm happy with them still doing that. Let's not do that bit because that's going to break that pipe. But let's come over here. And do a chunk of this. And then we want to come over to the Flattenator Tower. Copper saying it's got no place to dump products. Let's pause the game and have a look at that in a moment. Flattenator, edit area, rectangle, all... Oh, I've actually reached the limit of the size of the rectangles. Cool, that's just about going to fit there. So you're going to go over there and do that. The mining tower is going to do something different. You're going to come down here flat. You're just going to dig up to, well, all the way up there, really. And we're going to get rid of that because you are just going to dig out this now. That's fine. Cool. So you are all going to go and dump stuff over here where lots of other people are dumping stuff. It does mean people are probably going to struggle a bit because those trucks are stopped there. Like, why are you not dumping? The little trucks are dumping. Why are the big trucks not dumping? You only have rock in you. You have a dumping designation. I don't understand. Oh, because you've got dirt. And I've turned dirt off there, which is fine. But you've only got rock. I don't know if you're just getting blocked with the other ones. Well, dirt's fine, because we can come over here and say we're going to remove all of that and that little bit there. I'm going to remove all of that and all of that and all of that. And then before we actually do this, we're going to set the dirt dumping tower to be over here. And you are going to do this bit first. So we want a dumping designation at height 4. And you are just going to fill in. Nope, because you were sloped for some weird reason. We're going to come in here at height number 4. Actually at height number 4 this time. And you're going to come in here and you're going to fill in most of this. I might leave this little bit not filled in for the moment, just because I don't want them filling in this, which is going to get dug up later. But I do want this bit done here to make sure trucks can get down there. So in fact, I might also do that bit. So then mega trucks should be able to get there. Cool. Right. So now you have places to dump dirt. You have nowhere to dump copper and rock. Does that mean this is filled up with something? It's filled up with rock. And it's also filled up with dirt that it can't get rid of because there's just too much rock. Okay. I mean, is there anything else we can do with rock? We can turn it into gravel or slag. I don't really want to turn it into slag. What can we do with the gravel? We can turn it into concrete. We can turn it into sand or filter media, or we can add it with compost to make dirt, which we're already doing, so that we can make more fertilizer. We were filled with fertilizer 2 at some point. We are no longer filled with fertilizer 2, which is fine. We're getting rid of it all as quickly as we can, which is perfect. Okay. So this is all looking fine. Data centers. That's what we were... What's this? We have a moderate flu, but we do have hospitals. It seemed like quite a substantial dip to our population for a moderate flu when we have hospitals. Oh, we also did... We can get rid of all of that. We also thought about doing household goods here, didn't we? I could just put that there. Yeah. Because this does 16 and we need 43, which that's just enough to cover us if we can get the gold. Oh, the steel's the problem, quite possibly. Because that means we would be using... it's only 12 steel. I say only 12 steel. Steel, wood, and glass. I mean, all those things are up here. It's just finding somewhere to fit it in. If we can fit it in up here... Steel, wood, glass. I mean, if we could, it just means that we wouldn't have to worry about... I mean, maybe here? Because this way, at the moment, we have to truck 3 goods down there. If we can get them built down here instead, well, we only have to truck 2 goods down there. Oh, there's a collision there because that goes there. Yes, of course. And we can't do it there because they need to be able to get out of there. So we can maybe do it this side, although glass might be a bit of a pain to get down. I don't want to come in the way of the Electronics 1 expansion, but I do need enough room to get 1, the goods out, and 2, to get lifts in, which is probably going to be problematic there. Or we just pop it down like right over here. So what did you need? You needed wood, glass, and steel. Well, steel is here. Glass is here. Wood is here. We could just take a separate feed for wood, couldn't we? Stop trying to do that. Stop it. You're still doing it. You're still doing it. I don't want you to do that. So let's come up to height 1. Let's come over to here. Because this isn't going to block anything off because they need to get to that one only. So then it's which way round do we put this? We probably want to put the box for household goods like here so we can get... Well, haul trucks can't get access to it anyway, can they? So it doesn't really matter where the box goes. So if we put it here, let's... I was going to have this the other way around, but let's have this way. I'm assuming household goods would go in here. Yes. So you'll be set to keep empty. You make 16, which means a Mark 1 belt will be fine. Turn that off, turn that off. What's the alternate route? There it is. So that would be that. So wood would come in. Oh, hang on a second. Let's grab a 3, which ideally isn't. Let's pop that there. Let's delete that. Let's cut that. Pop that there, there, and there. Nope, stay at height 1. You go there, you go there, you go there. You go there. We don't need that to be a Mark II belt, so let's downgrade that. It should be, no, it's not all the way. Downgrade that. That's fine. You've immediately got yourself stuck. Ah. There you go. So let's bring this back a ways. Connect that to there. Bring that up to height 5 so trucks can get in and out. And then connect that in there. So trucks do have to drive around a bit to the silicon poly, but it is what it is. Glass. We could bring this in at height. Okay, let's start at this end. Yeah, let's do that. And then connect you in there. And then it's steel, which we have here. If we bring this in at height 2 to here, and then up to height 5. To here. And then if we can get you down to ground, which we can, that's perfect. And then you connect to there. You connect to there. You connect to there. You connect to there. So it's going to mess up sort of expansion plans a little bit, but if we haven't got enough maintenance too. Oh, we've got 0 maintenance too. Have we had a sudden spike in the usage? Nope, still 372. You are just missing electronics 2. You are missing electronics 2 because we don't have the silicon poly. We have loads of silicon poly. So some of it is put into this, the rest of it isn't. So let's see about getting this belted in then. So if we get a flat lift, pop that in there, bring that up to height, whatever that is, that should be 5. And then we connect this, bring this up to height 5 as well. It has to take a really stupid route. Can't get over here anywhere. Oh, wait, there was one I liked. That's fine. Where does this have to go? Over here. That is less than preferable. If we bring that back to here, incompatible port, that's actually fine. What I want them to do is just connect you straight into there. And then we probably don't even need this box anymore. So actually, let's delete that. Let's unity that. How much silicon poly? How much silicon poly do we need? We need 6. We haven't got 10 of those. So a Mark 1 belt would be absolutely fine. Did I build a Mark 1 belt? I did. And we are also going to need to build that. So that will now automatically output the silicon poly to the electronics 2. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there, unfortunately. I don't want to pause those because we now need maintenance 3. Let's just Unity that out of the way. Copper Tower has no place to dump products. That's just because we can't get rid of this fast enough. That's because they're going so far to dump over here. And the larger trucks are... yeah, they're struggling to find time to do it, really, aren't they? But to be honest, we're almost done there. We're going to have to extend this down a bit. And because that is higher than the previous one, we should be able to do that. And we'll have to get rid of that one at the bottom there. Otherwise trucks will complain. Cool. How are we doing? Silicon poly in? Silicon poly has just arrived. Literally just arrived. Okay, so let's put a alert on this. Notify me if you are less than 50% full. I did the wrong one. That one. Perfect. Okay, you have actually made a little bit of gold. We have actually had gold scrap come down there. That's perfect. Tree planter is struggling to find a destination it can reach. That's just because you've planted everything you can, which is absolutely fine. I would give you more to plant. I mean, I might as well just bring it back around here, right? Oh, I can't. You're literally at your limit there. So there's not a lot else we can actually do. We'd have to get another forestry tower in. And where we would put that forestry tower, I'm not entirely sure. And where else we would plant trees, I'm not entirely sure. No available place to dump products. What are you trying to dump? Sand and rock. Sand and rock. That's just because this is filled with limestone, rock, and dirt. Dirt is getting used up, but we can't get the dirt out because we can't get the rock out. I'm going to give this a slightly higher priority. You are complaining you have nowhere to dump rock. That's because that is nearly done. If we do that, that gives you a tiny little bit there, at which point you've already done that ramp. At which point we'll be coming over here. But I think we need... I don't think trucks could necessarily get there, particularly the haul trucks. No, and because that's up, I think we'd need to chisel a bit out of there. Because we want this to come to about here. So it's this line here, but I don't think the haul trucks could get there. I think we'd need to cut some of that ground out first. We'd need a leveling designation there instead. We probably could get away with not doing that one. But I'm not sure they could get there. At some point we'll get the Flatinator crew out there. So for now, haul trucks can come over here. They can carry on building this. Or I don't mind if you come over here and carry on building this. You could also look to... I should have been doing this at height 3 really, but I've sort of started now, haven't I? No, I'm going to change my mind. So we are going to do height 4 there. In fact, we're going to do height 4 for all of those. Then we're going to put a ramp in down to height 3. And then we're going to do it at height 3, so we can look to do dirt at some point. And we're going to do the same over here somewhere. We'll put a ramp in. If we do flat 4, ramp to 3, I suppose ramp to 3 all the way along. And then height 3 everywhere. Well, that'll give them somewhere to dump products. That should keep them happy. Cool, how are we doing? We're almost at the hour, and the one thing we wanted to do was data centers, and we haven't quite got there yet. Electronics 2 should be being made pretty sharpish. We're not making any vehicle parts. We are making lab equipment, which does use 8. And we're probably making construction parts still. Yep, which does use another 12. So we're using 20. These make 6. So we've got almost 3, making 18. This needs 12. So we should have plenty of electronics too. Or saying that, we also have this using another 12. So maybe we don't have plenty of electronics too. Let's do that. Let's do that. We have a lot of things using electronics too, so let's try and make sure that we're actually using it all. I don't know if that means we need more PCBs being made. We're making 24. These consume 6, 12, 24. Wait, what? We're making 24 in total. These use 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. How have we not run out of PCBs? Well, I think we are, is what we're saying there. So I think we also need to unity this and this. And connect that to there and do that one as well. We could start looking to upgrade some of these to the assemblers 4, but we do need more teraflops for that. So we do really need the data centers before we start thinking about that. Right, so now we are making 36. 12, 24. I mean, we're still technically consuming more than 36, but that's more. It's more. And then there was the household goods we never actually got around to doing, which used glass, wood, and steel, which I think is all fine. So let's unpause that. And also that belt and that belt. And in fact, unity that belt and that belt, because we do want that. We do want those recyclables coming out, please and thank you. Cool. All right. So, household goods are going to be made. Household goods need to come somewhere. They no longer need to be on this side. They could quite happily be over. That does leave 5 tiles. Yep, that's fine. Put it there, and let's get that built. You are going to do household goods for us. How lucky for you. Food is fine apart from soybeans. We did increase our soybean production by taking it off somewhere up here. It still looks like it's struggling to keep up with demand. What do we have a lot of? Oh, we don't have a lot of fruit anymore. What's happened there? I'm not really too sure what's happened there. But we're keeping up with it. Corn is the one thing we are still absolutely rammed full of pretty much. And also sugarcane. We've got a lot of sugarcane. So maybe we'll take one of our corns. Maybe we'll just add. She was 7.4. If I add. No, I need soybeans. That's what I need. Soybeans. If we take one of our coins and turn it into corns, turn it into soybeans. We'll see how that goes. Cool. Water resource is getting low. That is slightly concerning. That is slightly concerning, because they're not using water over here at all. We are purely using this for... What do we even use water for? Some of it goes in here, I think. Oh, we use it for these boilers, but they should barely be going anymore. We do have water input. Does it actually get used anywhere? I'm not sure it really does. No, not even for the fertilizer. So, yeah. It's because we've lost that input from up there. Which is obviously a very purposeful decision. Because these are all still going to be pretty much full, aren't they? So maybe we take... I don't really want to run another massive pipe, though. We could try and figure out how to get the water from down here up there. That currently goes to this point. It only has a Mark 1. It's Mark 2 up to there. Do I want to run another water pipe all the way up here? I don't really. They have to get their water from somewhere, and right now that is the only source of water they have. I could run desalinators somewhere. I could just flip this pipe, because this pipe's probably empty, right? No, it's got water in it. And it's actually putting water in it. Right, hang on a second. You go into this bottom balancer. This balancer has all the inputs, and it prioritizes all of the other inputs. It then outputs twice to itself, or to the next one up. Well, that could be part of the problem, couldn't it? Because we have a Mark 2 pipe bringing in 200 water, which is not prioritized, as well as this pipe here. What does this come off of? It comes off of these. That should probably connect to something different, because right now it connects to the input from the outside sources. You probably need to connect to like this one because it's currently empty. Okay, so that's that. So we have a Mark 2 pipe coming in to this, but this then tries to output to 2 Mark 2 pipes, or I suppose it does only output to 1 Mark 2 pipe there. So it shouldn't be a problem. The thing I think we're having is that it's getting exported regardless of if we need it or not. So you have water coming down this pipe, which tries to fill those. If it can't fill those, it sends it up the pipe regardless. So maybe we just break this for the moment. Maybe we don't export water. Because this one goes... God, it's a massive pipe. How much does that cost us in maintenance? Only 5.3, I suppose. Yeah, this one inputs into the main water system. Which I guess is fine, actually. But then it's not fine if we're running low on water, is it? So yeah, let's break that. Let's have these pumps dedicated purely to feed in this system. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And then hopefully they don't use a lot and it will actually start filling up with water at some point if it rains. A low supply of standard electronics now, and that is because we are now consuming 24, 36, 48, 60 there. These produce 24, 48, 72. Got there in the end. 96. We're making a lot more actually. Is it something else that's the... We don't have a lot of steel coming in, do we? A lot of steel, a lot of copper. And that's because we don't have a lot of copper ore coming in by the look of it. Copper ore seems to be the limiting factor here. Is that because... It's because we don't have a lot of copper ore coming in. This one is told to keep a little bit full. You need to be a higher priority, I think. And you need to be told to keep full. Hopefully, yeah, we've got a bunch more trucks bringing in stuff. It might be time to think about belting this in to the giant belt system. Maybe when we move these belts, we'll think about doing it. Because there is a little bit of copper down here still that they are still digging out, but you should be prioritizing copper. Which I'm assuming you're doing, and you're doing, yeah. So that'll help a little bit. Part of the problem is that this is completely backed up with limestone, rock, and dirt. And we just cannot get rid of this dirt fast enough. So these trucks which have mixed cargo, like you, are struggling to put this in. Well, you're not actually. You are still going to go and do it. But if you dug up... But you do have copper and dirt. Yeah, okay. But we actually need to be able to get rid of that rock for you to do that, really, don't we? And there's not a lot we can do about that. Our trucks are just busy. The only thing we can do is immediately cancel all of those. Is build 5 hydrogen mega dump trucks. Haul trucks. They're called haul trucks. You are taking limestone somewhere. That's fine. We are hopefully seeing a little train of copper trucks coming down. I can see one there. What are you? Oh, you're bringing wood down. That's fine. Not a lot of other... I'm going to put this on an 8 as well, just to try and get that going a bit faster. It does look like it's slightly improved already, just with this constant load coming in here. And maintenance 2 should start ticking up. We do have a lot of electronics 2 now. Electronics is struggling, but we have enough coming down here. I mean, not really. Oh, yeah, just about. Just about. Okay, cool. That's fine. I think that's okay, although it is going down again. It's these ones, isn't it? We've got plenty of mechanical parts. We've got plenty of electronics coming in. It's just trying to catch up, I think. No, it is this one. It is this one, isn't it? Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. So you're electronics 2. And mechanical parts, mechanical parts. Mechanical parts is absolutely fine. Electronics 2 is absolutely fine. I'm not sure why you're complaining, unless we have a sudden... Our consumption is now matching our... But that's only because things are broken. So it should, as stuff starts to get fixed, we should start to see that settle a bit. I'm hesitant to build another one right now. So you are building some big old haul trucks. That will put us basically at capacity for trucks. I don't know if we get more vehicles. We can get more vehicles. We get another 30 vehicles there. And we get another... It doesn't even tell me what that is. Oh, that's just a repeatable one. So yeah, so we're basically at the limit of what we can do with trucks. And I'm assuming, yeah, we have lots of those idle. So maybe actually, let's get, I can't do that many. But let's get those built instead. I don't know why we'd have so many of those idle, when I'm pretty sure there is stuff they could be doing. Like picking up rock, for example. You could definitely be picking up rock. So why aren't you picking up rock? Oh, it could be that you are, yep, you're sat at the end of that, waiting for something to do. You're sat waiting to put stuff in. So actually, yeah, you're not idle. You are just waiting for your job to be available. So in fact, I'm going to cancel that again. And we're going to go back to building 5 of those. Because they will actually get rid of the rock and stuff. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, are we making household goods? Yeah, we're making household goods. You know it. We are making... Oh, where are you trying to get to? You're not going to tell me. If you're not going to tell me, I can't help you. So we are filling this in with dirt slowly. That's fine. That is not a rush. There is a lot of other stuff for you to do. We are still dumping dirt. No, we're not. Let's save the dirt. We've used quite a lot of dirt. Dumping it all down there. That's okay though. They've put a nice little ramp in for us. They're starting to fill this in. We have trucks dumping there. We have trucks dumping there. Did we start something else? We did put this down, but I don't think they're going to do a lot over there at the moment because there's so much stuff that's closer. They've started digging down into the iron mine. It definitely needs to go down another level, but for now, that is fine. That is fine. We are going to get a lot of iron ore out of there, which we already are. They're bringing a lot of rock out. Yep, they are busy digging away that, which is looking fantastic. Look at how straight. Stump. I love that. I absolutely love that. We don't really have a lot of time, but let's very quickly... Some ground is not farmable. That's fine, because we can fix that later. 2, 3, it doesn't have to be exact, so we have to put pipes in between. 4, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we might be able to get an 8 or 9 doubled up. So we could probably get 16 farms in there. I think that is plenty. The alternative is, of course, we go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. So we could get 12 farms in this way, which would give us a bit more space. Problem being, we already have 16 farms. So if anything, we need more farms there. We don't need less farms out there, we need more. We could do 3 rows of 6, which would give us 18. That might be the better option. We'll have to see. We have to move this out. We have to do something with this. This is honestly quite problematic being there. The flattenator has nothing to mine. That's fine. I'm just going to leave that going. We need to finish up this video. So what have we done today? We have belted in silicon parts, or silicon poly. So that is now automatically delivered down here to the electronics 2. Electronics 1 is struggling to keep up with demand, but it is slowly actually starting to fill up, so that should be okay. We have started making household goods, which is amazing. They are currently truck delivered all the way down here. But we have them, which has given us a little boost of unity, of 2 unity. That's amazing. So we do currently have 3 unity spare. I'm sure that said 2 just now. So if we come over here, we can pop maintenance reduction on, and we can do recycling efficiency on. So that's going to reduce the amount of stuff used by maintenance. It's going to increase the amount of recycling we cut coming out. That would be the other nice one we could have. We are actually... yeah, no, we can't do that. I thought we were on 1.5. I misread it. It's fine. So that's cool. That gives us a couple of extra edicts we can play with. Again, we need to sort this out. We know that. This is busy. Yep, waiting for products, because this is not full of waste. This is full of biomass again. And that is because we are full of compost. We are full of compost. That's fine. You are a mixer too. We will unity you and you. And unpause you and you. So now we can utilize double the compost. And you produce fertilizer organic, which is absolutely fine. Although we probably have quite a lot of fertilizer organic. Yep, no, we have too much fertilizer organic. But that should be okay because... yeah, these tanks are full of fertilizer organic. But that should be coming to here. And going into this pipe. But this pipe isn't outputting because this is trying to output different types of fertilizer first because you are not a priority input. Okay. Is that a major concern? Is getting rid of the biomass, does that impact our Unity? No. So we don't care in that regard. It does probably mean there's more waste being created, which is probably why this one filled up actually, more than anything. It was because we were backed up on biomass, so there's more waste being created. Is there anything else we can do with biomass? We can burn it. Not sure I want to burn it. It goes into snacks and it goes into sugarcane. No, it comes out of sugarcane, sorry, and it comes out of snacks. Anything else we can do with fertilizer? Nope, we can dump it in the sea. Okay. Not entirely sure what the solution is there. You don't have your water input because you come from there. Not that it matters right now because you can't really get rid of the fertilizer one anyway, but let's make sure you are actually working. Yeah. So what could we do about that? Well, if we have too much organic fertilizer, we could make more fertilizer 1. You can't make more fertilizer 1 because there is no space to put you. You are out of limestone, so you can't make fertilizer 2. You are being told to be filled up, but the trucks are super, super busy. I mean, dumping should be a low priority, right? But you can't really give dumping a priority. But I figured dumping would be something it does when there's nothing else to do. The problem being we have got buckets being told to be emptied. So they are prioritizing that over everything else. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a limestone problem. It's a limestone problem. We do have a full bucket of limestone here that is waiting to be emptied. There's just not a lot we can do about it. We could make these slightly higher import priority, but I feel like I've been doing that a lot recently. And I don't know if it's really going to help matters. It just means everything else is back to being the same sort of priority, doesn't it? The flattenator has finished flattenating already. So we could take out more of this, or we could take out more of this. This looks more doable to me. I don't know if that's going to cause that pipe to collapse. Is there more over here? That's just what it had already. Okay, let's do this. Very last thing. I swear this will be the very last thing. Right, that's giving you a lot more stuff to do. This is going to be a problem, and I don't really know what to do with it. We could just stop pumping water there. Don't really want to do that though. How is this water looking down? My word, where is it? Here. Nope. Here. I think it's looking better. It must have rained. We have a low supply of steel again. That's because steel is going over here to make household goods. So we might need to look at increasing our steel again. We could get this one going. We should use this one. That is just going to use up more of our iron ore. It's a constant battle, isn't it? It's a constant battle, but it's an exciting battle. We have lots of trucks struggling to find a destination they can reach. What are you trying to reach? This slag box, which is entirely enclosed in this system. How have other trucks got over there? Well, that fixes that problem. I was a bit silent there while I was just sort of contemplating how any truck would have got there to empty it. Maybe it just generates slag so slowly that it hasn't been a concern up to now. It generates 9 slag a time, and that holds 200. I feel like that would have filled up before now. Okay. But that's coming out of there. We just don't want trucks coming over there anymore. That fixes that. Excellent. Cool. Right, so what have we done today? We have not got rid of these boxes, but we do have a lot of Unity, so we could look at doing a few of these. Doing this one as well. Doing this one as well. Doing this one as well. One more pushes us under 300, but I think we'll be... Oh, it doesn't, because we've got a little bit of extra Unity. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I was going to Unity remove them, but that's fine. So, we have got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of wood. We have got household goods being produced, and they are being taken down here somewhere. I might want to put a box in here, just so we got a bit of a buffer there, but I don't know. I don't know. This should be fine. We have got the Labs Mark IV. Yep, up and running. They are just waiting for more bits from here to come in. They use 48 a time. That makes... Oh, hang on. You use 48. You make 16 times 3. 16 times 3. Yeah, I thought that was going to be 48. You are entirely pointless. They can only generate enough to do one anyway. They are not making many of those. You only make 12, you need 24. So we can only run 2.5 of those based on those anyway. Oh no, because you need 16. Why have you got 2 recipes? Don't know. Confusing. You are struggling because you don't have Mark 1s. Mark 1s are struggling because they don't have mechanical parts. That one has never worked because that belt was flipped the wrong way. So we've only ever had 24 Mark 1s coming in. So we've only ever been able to run 2 of those. Okay, well that should help sort that out. It also means, of course, we'll use more glass. Electronics 2 and electronics 3. Yeah, not ideal. Hey ho. Cool. Anything else we've done today? Oh, we've got nuclear power expanded. We now have oodles of power available to us. This is on its automatic power regulation, so it should only spin up as much steam as it needs. That's amazing. It currently thinks it needs max power. It's fine. I'm just going to let it do its thing. These should hopefully all be balanced nicely because we've got power priority 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should only be burning those when it needs them. It doesn't look like these are burning all that much. And we've got these to help keep them regulated as well. It produces more water, but I suspect a lot of that water is not getting used all that fast, but it's working. It's working. Awesome. How is our spent fuel looking? Spent fuel, we've got a little bit in there, but not much. Got a lot of MOX, got a lot of fission. Got no plutonium still, which is perfect. Amazing. Anything else we've done today? Or we have finished filling in the iron mine and we started covering that with dirt. There's little bits of patchwork we could do with tidying up if we get a chance. Not massively fussed, but it'd be nice. The sand mine is just digging out rock. So I'm going to do that. I'm not going to fix that problem at the moment. I'm just going to leave that there for me to do next time, but that is obviously a concern. It shouldn't just be digging out rock. It should be digging up sand, ideally. Who would have thought? That's fine. This is waiting on sand. Yep. So that is going to impact our copper, which is going to impact all of our electronics production, which is going to impact our maintenance. So yeah, we need to get that fixed pretty quick sharp. Cool. So we had a very brief look at data centers and got as far as doing this. Not that far, you might say. You would be right in saying that. We do need to get this up and running. We need to get this. We need steel for that and microchip. So one, we need to sort out our sand problem. Two, we need to sort out our steel problem. And then maybe we can think about building the servers. Because it needs that and it needs steel. So we could probably build these. Is there another tier of electronics? I sort of don't think there will be. Nope, there totally is. There's electronics 4. Okay. So, oh no, we've got electronics. No, we've got electronics 3. We've got assemblers 4. So we will need another tier of electronics down here at some point. So maybe if we build the servers like here, oriented this way, perhaps. Then we can plug this. Nope, so we need a bridge because we need to get big excavators out of there. Oh, why did I build that facing up? Oh, big yawn. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Hope you're enjoying Captain of Industry. If you are, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time, and as always, thank you for joining me.